It's loading up. Okay. All right. Joint. We are
This is
live.
great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on here. I'll get us a quick intro here in a second. Let me just pull up the chat because for some reason on my OBS it just doesn't show up. So I have to pull it up like besides me. Come here. How do I pull this up? I'm not trying to watch it. Let's see here. Hold up. Hold up. It's being finicky. I can't remember how I did this last time. Let's see here. Ah, there we go. Live control room. How do I pop out? Pop out chat. There we go. Got that. All right. Chat is up. All right. For a quick side note to our humble viewers, if there are any at this current time and moment, Lord Usman, my proud and brave co-host, I'm just going to keep it a buck, guys. He forgot that we had this tonight, so he actually is currently at the gym, which is commendable. I'm proud of him for that. He's been getting back on the gym grind, so we're not going to dog him for that. I'm proud of him for taking care of his body. So I will do the intro myself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, that might have just peaked really bad. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to CrateCast, the live show hosted by me, myself, Crate13, normally with my co-host, Lord Usman, but today with a special side guest. He's a renowned writer. Well, I mean, I'll let him introduce himself. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our main man, Joint. Joint, would you like...
Great.
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. Oh, we got our first chat. Hello, Pancake Tuesday. Welcome back, buddy. Glad to see you again. Let's see here. But, Joint, go ahead. Who are you? What are your qualifications? And why are you here tonight?
Um, Qualifications is a good question of why I'm here. I don't know if there are that many great qualifications. I guess you could say that I'm a writer and I'm an aspiring screenplay writer.
Mm-hmm.
I've written many screenplays, some of which that you've read, and I just honestly just love the channel. Love Crate13, my favorite YouTube channel.
Thank you.
And it's just an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Joint. And yes, he is an aspiring writer who has written some very good stuff. I've read some of his things. I think they could actually make it in Hollywood. A lot of stuff that's missing. Let's see. We got Jeffrey Hilly 2051. Yes, all non-gentlemen are welcome here. Welcome. Have a great time. Thank you for coming in tonight. But yes, a side note about Crate13. Yes, I have an intense passion for history. I love talking about weird things, but I also have an intense love for film. And I didn't make a film YouTube channel just because, like, I don't have that much time and effort to deal with all of the copyright law and then, like, I don't know, it's just not for me. But I do love watching that content. I love watching movies. So anything related to that is great. And if you can tell by the thumbnail, Hollywood over the last 10 years has been in a down slump. Wouldn't you say, Joint?
Yeah, I'd say down. Yeah, down slump. Or you could say plane crash, heading towards the ground at a very rapid pace.
Yeah, fair way to put it. Media has completely crumbled in a form of traditional media sense, I feel like, especially for our generation. There's
Yeah.
a lot of different things, like, just thinking about my parents, all right? They come home from work, or they come home from school, they could watch something like Cheers or something like that with their parents. And then when they got older, then they got done with work, they had Seinfeld or Friends to go watch. Millennials, they had The Office to come home and watch. It was relatable to them. Gen Z doesn't have that. We don't have a show that defines our generation. At least not yet. And if you just look back, every generation, they had some show that helped define who they were at that age, especially in their early 20s, just figuring out life. Because you can take it all the way back to boomers. They had I Love Lucy, or actually, it's the Greatest Generation. They had that. Boomers had Cheers. Gen X had Seinfeld and Friends. Boomers had so many, like
Had
Sanford and
the
Sons.
The Andy Griffith Show.
Andy Griffith Show, all of those, and millennials had The Office. But seriously, and this is to anybody in the chat. Oh, we didn't watch The Office. You guys didn't watch it. What generation are you, Mr. Jeffrey Hilly, whoever you are? If you don't mind me asking. But no, I mean, here's the thing though. Like, it was culturally relevant. We have so many different, like, just quotable moments that people would just say that are just pop culture things. People get these things. We don't have that anymore right now as a society, especially as a member of Generation Z. Which, side note, I hate that term. Do you like Gen Z, Joint?
No, not at all. I do not like it at all. Especially because of the majority of the people that make up the Gen Z. It's tough to have to be grouped in with them. I'm guessing a lot of millennials feel the same way.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's a weird thing, but I mean, like, even just the term Gen Z. I don't like how they're doing Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. That's weird. I just like. I would prefer the term Zoomer, but no, I completely agree. A lot of our generation feels like half are incredible, the other half just suck. But okay, millennial. Okay, so hey, maybe y'all didn't watch The Office. I'm not sure, but I guess my point of bringing that up is every American generation had something. Okay, even if you weren't a fan of it, there was something that was culturally relevant to you and that was supposed to be marketed towards your age. We don't have that. Like, Joint, just a genuine question. I don't know if I've asked you this before. Can you think of any show that is just kind of lighthearted, carefree? You cut it on. You don't have to think deep about it. You don't have Coco Melon. But it's lighthearted, it's carefree. And that we're just like, oh, you cut it on, you get home from work, and it's just a happy watch. Really don't have that. And that's like culturally
happy
relevant.
Watch is a great distinction there. I feel like nothing has come out in Hollywood that's a happy watch.
No. At least not since COVID.
No.
No, everything has to be a very... Oh, go ahead.
I know we've talked about this before in private, but another thing that I've noticed with television now and against television back in the day is a lot of the shows were working class characters marketed towards working class people.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
exactly
think
right.
Cheers is the best example of that. It's one of the main characters of Cheers was just a drunk mailman.
Yeah.
And they were relatable shows. They were fun shows. They were not serious. They were lighthearted. And now, honestly, I feel like one of the problems, obviously, is our phones.
Yes.
And short form video content has kind of really cooked our brains.
Things like Coco Melon, absolutely.
Yes, like Coco Melon.
Yeah, no, attention spans are in the toilet.
Instead of watching shows, people now just go on TikTok or go on Twitter or whatever, and all TikTok and Twitter is just like politics and blah.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're just, like, again, look, I'm a political guy. Like, you can tell it from watching my videos. I'm into all of this. I know Joint is, okay? We both are fans of these things, but we don't need it in every bit of media. Okay, the whole point of going to the movies is it's supposed to be an escape. All right, I don't want to think about the real life when I'm watching these things. Now, it has its place. Again, things like early seasons of Game of Thrones, great, perfect. I didn't watch House of Cards, but I hear it was a fantastic show. Okay, it has its place, but we need that separation, and I think that's a lot
fantastic show until the last season.
I heard, yeah, are talking about Game of Thrones or House of Cards? Because it applies to both.
House of Cards.
Okay.
Because Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. I hate it when a good actor has to just go off and do something like that, and you just be like, man.
Now he's I don't know if you've seen this, but now he's dancing for dollars in Tel Aviv. That's a true fact.
Oh,
He's
wow.
singing Frank Sinatra covers in Tel Aviv.
I saw that. No, I did see that. Oh my gosh, no, I thought you were going off on a joke that would be very scary to make on live stream.
No, of course not. I would never do that. He actually is singing Frank Sinatra covers in a shark skin tuxedo in Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Let's see. Jeffrey Hilly says shows have to be political and match sponsors' agendas. 100%. That is a lot of it too. Like, you see where like a lot of foreign influence is getting into media companies. Again, from an unnamed nation that I will not mention on my live stream, but also places like China. Okay, there is so much media influence in those places, and it's just so frustrating. Again, because back to what Joint was saying, Whatever happened to just the good working man on TV? Okay, I think fundamentally it starts where you're talking about Jeffrey Hilly. Who's funding this? Who's saying this is what we're going to push? This is what has to fit our agenda. Okay, like I know with the Oscars, isn't it like a requirement for the Oscars that the movie has to feature like at least one gay character? I think that's in the rule book if you're going to win an Oscar. Am I correct on
Oscars
that?
are so I'm not sure about that, but I can look into it. But the Oscars are so political, and not
Yes.
in the in the generic sense like American politics, but like a great actor like Ray Fiennes. He was nominated last year, and he literally came out and said he was like, "I'm not going to win because I'm not going to do all the politics that you need to do to win."
Hmm. I did not know
Meaning
that.
like, yeah, that's true. Like the people in the academy, the academy members, they're sent like their own custom like screening like DVD to watch the film. They letters from the actors and directors, and it's a lot of politicking and a lot of going to dinners with these like dorks basically, and being like, I really hope you like my movie. And they do that to try to win. And Ray Fiennes has literally came out and said, I'm just not doing that.
Wow. Wait. Are you talking about Ralph Fiennes?
Yeah, sorry, Ralph
Oh,
Fiennes.
okay. I was like, who's Ray Fiennes? Yeah, no, Ralph
Sorry,
Fiennes,
no.
great
Yeah,
actor.
Ralph.
One of the
Yeah.
best. Frankly, some people say he's the best to ever do it, but no, yeah, I love him. Here's the thing. Look, I have. This is gonna make me sound really bad after I just got on here and said that I love movies and I'm a big film nerd. I've not seen Schindler's List, so yeah, I know it's bad that I haven't seen it, but I know how good. Just again, without even seeing it, I've heard just from everybody else talking how good his performance is in that as what is it? Amon Goth.
Okay,
I,
we're talking about Seinfeld earlier. There's that Seinfeld episode about Schindler's List. Have you ever seen that episode?
yeah, I've seen
They
that episode,
made
but I've
out
not.
during Schindler's List?
I forgot about
Jim,
that.
what are you doing?
Oh, Seinfeld was such a good show. But again, look, what makes it good fundamentally. Again, you have to the creators have to have the creative freedom to get it off the ground. Okay, me and Joint were talking about this earlier. Writers don't have the creative freedom that they had before. Now, Joint, do you want to get into some of those reasons why?
I personally believe it has to do with the fact that they all live in the same bubble.
Yes.
They all live in the same bubble, and they're surrounded by these people. I feel like before it was a lot of like, you need to write a show that appeals to everybody.
Hmm.
You need to write a show that appeals to a guy sitting in his living room in Tennessee.
Just as much
And
as
now,
it can apply to someone who's like living in a penthouse in New York. It's got to be
yeah, right,
some way relatable to them.
right. But now it's just like they're writing for the people in their bubble, and then when people don't like it that aren't in their bubble, they just like blow up, and they claim that you don't like it because you're racist or because you're sexist or you're a homophobe.
Hmm.
And it just kind of puts people in a box. And like you guys mentioned before with the funding and stuff, it's like these old execs that they're in charge. I mean, they're the ones pulling the trigger, they're the ones writing the checks, so
Yeah.
you kind of got to please them, even though for the most part it's not really pleasing the rest of America or the rest of the world.
No, it's not. And that's what I don't understand is how is this turning a profit? Because again, when you have these big money hungry productions that are like, okay, hey, we're making a movie and it has $500 million is the budget, and that doesn't even include the marketing budget behind it. You're just like, whoa. Okay, how are you going to turn a profit on this? This has to be literally, if you like adjust for inflation, it has to be one of the most profitable movies of all time just to break even. So,
You don't
and
understand
it doesn't
why you
allow
need
people. You
$500 million to make a
don't.
movie.
You don't. So like I think the original John Wick. Now, granted, that came out in what 2014, I think. Chad, if you could
Yes.
fact check me on that. Uh, that was I think it had a budget of like $30 million, which again is still a lot of money, but in terms of a big movie, not that big. Okay, it's a great movie. Spawned a great franchise. I don't even know how much the John Wick franchise is worth now. I would guess it's probably worth close to $1 billion, wouldn't you say? I think
Well,
that's
they're
a
really milking the hell out of that story.
they are. Which I mean, look, the first and second one were great. Third one did not care for, but the fourth one, pretty good. But here, let's look at the
Speaking of
chats
movies,
real quick, right before we get on the next part.
speaking of movies that have kind of rebounded a little bit in their storytelling, recently went and saw the third Avatar movie, Fire and Ash. Much better than the second one.
Really?
Much better than the second one. The second one was just like the first one, but with water. It was literally like the same. Like it's just like Jake Sully learning how to swim.
See, I can never get into Avatar movies. I vaguely remember the first one. I never gave it a try.
Did you ever
after
hear
that.
about Avatar syndrome?
Nope. What's
When
that?
the first Avatar movie came out, a lot of people watched it and they wanted to live like the Avatar, and they like started going like crazy because they were like, I just want to live in the woods with nature.
Ugh. I've not heard that. Hey, hold up. We got Pancake Tuesday. Of all the new movies I've seen after COVID, I'd say Oppenheimer is about the only one I've truly enjoyed. That's a fair point. Look, and here's what I said
Yeah.
about Oppenheimer. I feel I have a lot of strong feelings about Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Great. It's a good movie. Christopher Nolan, excellent director. He is legitimately, he should be on the Mount Rushmore of directors. However, if Oppenheimer had come out in 2014, literally 10 years earlier, I think it would just be remembered as that was a good movie. People wouldn't look at it as some defining movie of the 2020s. If it came out in like 2014, like literally any period before 2014, people would look at Oppenheimer and be like, yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was good. And that would be it. It's just we've been in such a decline, in such a pit hole of entertainment that we look at Oppenheimer and think, oh my gosh, this is redefined cinema. But let's see here.
They were talking about how Sinners redefined cinema.
Oh my gosh, do not get me started on Sinners. It's so overrated.
Sinners was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was
Good
okay.
movie. It is a good movie.
I described it to you as it's a movie that you watch and it's a good movie, but you don't watch it again.
That's exactly right. Because you want to know what? I'm going to keep reading these comments real quick because I do want to keep you guys engaged. All right. Hey, Craig, good to see you again. Good to see you too again. Will Edwards, 6954. Presley White, 1705. Love the nickname Joint. I do too. It goes back to our childhood group of friends. Me and Joint, we go way back. But,
Yes.
yeah. Eat, sleep, CrateCast, repeat. Love it. Love the dedication. Absolutely. Jeffrey Hilly, I stopped paying for streaming services when they ruined Halo. Unforgivable. Vote with your money. That is exactly right. Yeah, because they have Master Chief take his helmet off. That's the thing. Well, I got to get back to Sinners because I don't want to jump on this subject. But later in the podcast, we're going to talk about how people who have no understanding or love for the franchises they are running. I may have just said that wrong, but you know what I mean. People that are in charge of these franchises, like Halo, they don't understand them, and it feels like they hate them and they hate the audience that runs them. But we'll discuss that later. Will Edwards,
we have a good talking point on that.
Yes, we do. Will Edwards, the thing that annoys me the most about the movie industry today is how we go from CGI being so good, like in Revenge of the Sith, to now where it's objectively terrible. Avatar is horrible. Jeffrey Hilly said Avatarded. Okay, I'm adding that to my vocabulary. I love that. But yeah, no, the CGI, which we can get into that too. That's a whole thing with just artists just being overworked and underpaid. And them just saying, oh, just get it done. You got like 2 weeks. Oh, we need you to redo this entire scene. Reshoots, they went through, sorry, you got to redo like this entire half of the movie. You got like a month to do it. Like
I read that an insider in Hollywood was complaining because they were blaming the problem with CGI is now that most of the CGI in Hollywood is run on the Unreal Engine, Unreal, and that's why they're saying it looks more like video games.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I mean,
like
look at what was the Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Which one was
oh
it?
my Dead
The
Man's Tale.
second
I know
one?
exactly what you're talking about with Davy Jones.
Oh my god!
It looks great.
Looks good today.
It looks good today, and that came out in I think it was 2007.
And go watch fucking what was it? The Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, it's just
Oh, dude, a lot of Marvel movies suck with their CGI.
no. I quit
really
watching
takes you out
Marvel
of it.
a really long time ago. I think the last movie I watched was Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. I never was a big
Well, a lot of
Marvel
people
fan.
stopped watching it. That's why they're bringing everybody back.
Yeah, it's the ultimate like cash grab milk. But yeah, no, I remember there's one scene where like somebody was coming out of like a mirror and their like bones were like all snapping around looking weird. It looked terrible. The theater laughed. That's how bad it looked. And it's like Walt Disney Company, one of the biggest media conglomerates that is a monopoly. I will stand on that statement. Put that out and said, yeah, that's good enough. Sell that. It's terrible. It's shocking. But, okay, but went on that tangent. I do want to talk about Sinners. Joint has some
Okay.
very good opinions on that. So take it away, Joint.
Well, first off, let's address the elephant in the room. Sinners is now the most nominated film in Oscars history with 16 nominations. And
Which
I
is
have I have them pulled up right here.
yeah.
We'll go ahead and read off these nominations. Best Picture,
Okay.
Best Director, Best Lead Actor in Michael B. Jordan,
hmm I will give
Best
them that.
Supporting Actor.
Michael B. Jordan was actually pretty good in that. And to play two roles,
Yeah, he
I'll
was.
give him
He
that.
was. Look, it wasn't. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, but I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah. But yeah,
Best
continue.
Supporting Actress, Best Original Screenplay, Cinematography, Film Editing, Production Design, which it was all. The whole movie basically takes place in
In
a
a
shack,
barn.
whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Costume design, makeup and hairstyling, sound and visual effects. We're still going.
Oh.
Original score and original song.
hmm
And it is now the most nominated film in Oscar history, above Titanic, All About Eve, and La La Land,
Wow.
which used to hold
Wait,
the
wait, wait, wait,
record
wait.
with 14.
Hang on. Wait, La La Land was nominated for 14?
That's what it says right here.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay, you know what? Look, hey, I hate musicals and I hate jazz. La La Land is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's so good. So, okay,
I mean, the
Titanic, I
Titanic.
get. Yeah, like that makes sense. I figured like one of the Lord of the Rings would probably be up there.
I think they are maybe 11 or 12
Yeah, they're high.
nominations.
But no, to have a 16 is insane. The only ones I would say, look, 2025 was just a bad year for movies. I'll say that right out of the gate. Weapons was good. That might be the only movie that I watched that came out this year that was like, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like you can put it in maybe the Oscar nomination for Best Picture. Sure. I mean, it got very culturally relevant. I will give it that. So I'll say, you know what? I'll give it Best Picture. I'd give it Best Actor. And I would give it probably Best Cinematography. And I do think it should win that. I thought it was shot really well. And maybe Best Soundtrack or Music. But that's it. Four or five at best, if I'm being really generous.
The things that kind of got under my skin about Sinners was um, there's a change in aspect ratios throughout the film,
Hmm.
and I saw people on TikTok talking about it like Ryan Coogler was the first person to ever do it.
Hunger Games Catching Fire.
Hunger Games Catching Fire. Christopher Nolan has done it multiple times as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah.
And
Katniss is
these
coming
people
out
were
of the
talking about
tube.
it.
And
Yes,
it goes
Katniss is coming out of
from
the tube.
tight to wide. It's such a great
Yes.
cinematic moment where you're telling the story
Yes.
visually. But no.
Yes. But people were talking about that like he came up with it and he was the first person to do it and how groundbreaking it was. And I'm
We
just
was
like,
making
what are
aspect
we doing?
ratios and she.
Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
it feels forced.
Yeah. And
to
here's
me
another thing
personally.
that I will say about Sinners. Again, good movie. However,
Good movie.
it's just
Not 16 nominations. Good.
it is Black from Dusk Till Dawn. That's literally what it is. It is the exact same story, basically.
Yes, I was thinking
And
about that
it's
the
just
other night.
it's yeah.
Not necessarily Sinners, but I was have you ever seen the movie Den of Thieves?
Den of Thieves. Oh wait. Is that what Ben Affleck? They
No,
raid
no,
like
no,
a
no, no.
cartel
That's
boss.
no. Den of Thieves has Gerard Butler and the guy who actually plays Master Chief in the Master Chief show. I forget his name.
But
But it's basically just a really bad Heat.
oh, and Heat is
It's
so
just
good.
I know it's just a real. It's basically the same movie. It basically opens the same way. It basically tells us two stories of a disgruntled cop versus a criminal mastermind, and it's bad.
Hang on, we got somebody in the chat disagreeing with you. There go Will
Uh-oh.
Zero. He said that that Den of Thieves is a great movie. So you got a little competition there, Joint.
Look,
I
Den of
haven't seen it,
Thieves,
so I can't speak on it. But Heat is
I
a
mean,
fantastic
great movie's
movie.
crazy.
The gun work
Great
in
movie's
it is
crazy.
beautiful. Okay, I mean, look, it's some of the best shooting I've seen in a movie.
The gun sounds are the
Oh,
best
it's
in a movie.
crisp. Oh my gosh, shoot, Val Kilmer. I love Val Kilmer in it.
Yeah.
When they're running through the street, I know, like, now it's like technically wrong when he's like, winging with the gun like that. But like, it just looks so
Well,
good. The SAS
they
told him.
they showed the clip of Val Kilmer when he's behind the police car, and he's reloading the M4, They showed that in like Marine boot camp one time, and they're like, "This actor can do it better than you guys."
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, shout out to the director of Heat, Michael Mann.
Huh. Yeah.
Greatest greatest gun sounds in any movie. He directed Collateral, right, with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Collateral is such a good movie. That I think now I have a strong I don't I think he did. I
Yeah,
have
he
this
did. He
opinion.
did.
Collateral is the biggest Oscar snub for Best Picture possibly ever. 2004
That
Collateral.
scene when it's like the two like junkies
Yeah.
stealing the briefcase from.
Yo,
I'm
homie,
sorry.
that my briefcase?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's so good.
And Tom Cruise performs. I don't know what the maneuver's called because I don't. I'm not a trained gunman,
Hmm.
but he performs a real maneuver. And I remember watching it time and replaying it, and watching it like 5 times
Yeah.
because it looked so good and it sounded just like a
Yes.
gunshot going off.
Yes. No, he does a perfect Mozambique drill. If you don't know what a Mozambique is,
That's that. Yeah, that's
yeah.
what it is.
You
That's what
you
it is.
take you take your firearm, put it up, and then put two center mass, one in the head, and he does that perfectly and so fast. Like I
One
want
of my
to.
one of my pet peeves about movies is when I see an actor shoot a gun and it doesn't move, and they just shoot it like
Yes.
5 times and it doesn't move them
Yes.
at all. Like the slide goes back and all, but like they don't move.
Yeah. Let's see. We got wait, the Starving Games. We got Swag Armor Elite talking about the Starving Games. That's another. I miss
Oh,
parody
parody
movies.
movies.
Parody movies.
Parody movies,
What
yeah.
happened to those? Like seriously, those like always were great. Like I forgot that was even a thing.
there's some bad ones. There's definitely some bad
There
ones.
are, but like when they're bad, they almost have this weird charm to them. Because what was the 300
That's
parody
true.
movie? There was that.
There's always a special place in my heart for a good bad movie.
Yes. And that's the thing.
Happy
Due to
Gilmore
these
2,
budget concerns,
good bad movie.
I haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2 because I thought it was
It's
going to be
like
so bad it wasn't good. You know what I mean? It was just
it's
bad.
well,
Like
here's the
Morbius
thing.
bad.
If you go into a movie like Happy Gilmore 2 expecting it to be good, it's probably really bad. I kind of went into it as just like I'm gonna watch this and probably laugh, and I did. There's a lot of great like one-liners in it, but I wasn't going. It honestly felt like an SNL skit because there were so many like they were really forcing the cameos.
I heard that it was just basically a giant place to have just cameos the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I mean, if you went into that movie thinking this is gonna be a great Adam Sandler movie, you would definitely be upset. But I mean, I went into it thinking this is gonna be a stupid movie. So let's just
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah, and that's probably the right mindset to go in. Because again, at least it was a stupid movie. And like
It
we
was
said, there's
so
not a lot of
dumb.
those. But wait, how we got? I'm willing to bet none of you have seen The Way of the Gun. I've not seen
The
that.
Way of the Gun.
That sounds like that would be like some spaghetti western. I mean, I'm probably wrong, but I'm not sure. Joe Dirt 2 was
2000
amazing.
film.
Let's see. Oh, dog,
Oh, The
clean
Way of
your
the Gun.
room.
Benicio del
No,
Toro.
I refuse. I will not do that. Man, I wish Lord Dustman was here. I'm sure he would have some great opinions on this. Be a shame he
Wouldn't he
values...
really if he was
Have you
here?
just been waiting for? Have you been waiting for me to say something like that?
Yes.
How long
Yes,
have
I've
you
been
been
here.
waiting?
I've been here for 10 minutes. They locked me away. They try to keep me quiet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ever-present, omnipresent Lord Dustman. Welcome back, sir. How was the workout?
Joint, it's good to see you. You know me. I had to galley slave max. I'm sorry I was late. You know, that's on me. A little bit of galley slave maxing this afternoon. All good.
Okay. Joint, have you and Lord Dustman actually officially met? I can't remember.
Officially met in person, no, but we have
Mm.
talked on the phone before.
Okay. Just making sure. Alrighty. Let's see. Can you say "Hey Gary" for me? Sure thing. Swag Armor, do me a favor. Spam some hearts, some hundreds, and I'll drop a "Hey Gary" for you. When I see those come through, I'll drop it in. Tombstone. Yeah, I will agree with that. It's
Tombstone.
Hey, Presley White, 1705, said Tombstone's greatest Western movie ever made. I will make that argument. It is excellent. Tombstone's great.
Worst Western movie ever made, Cowboys and Aliens with Daniel Craig.
I watched that one time when I was like 7 and I don't remember it. But no, hey, Unforgiven. Oh, okay, here we got it. We got the hearts coming in. Hello, Gary.
Savages with Christian Bale, great Western movie.
Wait, you're not. Do you mean Hostel?
Is that what it is?
Is that when he's like taking the Indian guy to be buried?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
that one is so good. That's the movie where I saw it. I didn't know Timothy Chalamet was in it. I got a lot of beef with the Timothy Chalamet. He just looks
Why you have
too.
beef with Timothy?
He's just like he looks like a mouse. He looks
He's
ratty.
built like a twink.
He does.
He's
That was
twink
the
maxing.
problem for me with Dune. Is like,
Yeah.
how is this little twink supposed to be this great leader?
Yeah.
He's victim weight, and I'm supposed to believe that he's the Isan Al Gaib. Like,
Victim weight is
really?
crazy.
No, but
He's
that's the
victim
truth though.
weight.
Like
What?
he legit. Well, I will say this: I've started to gain respect for him because, like, one, he was really good in Hostels, and then what is it? He was on College Game Day. There's no way. Do you know what I'm talking about, Joint?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where he
When
just
he had
insane ball knowledge the whole time.
yeah, he was reading off that paper.
That he had to be
When I was
reading
reading.
off of that. There's someone said this would be hilarious if you knew a whole bunch about college football. I don't know. Let's see. Dances with Wolves, 12 out of 10. I got to disagree with
Dances
you on
with
that.
Wolves.
I do not like
What?
Dances with. I don't like Dances with Wolves.
Have you ever seen his Wyatt Earp movie? It's like kind of like does the events before, after, or before, during, and after Tombstone.
I have not. No. Like, what does Kevin
Kevin
Costner do?
Costner's, yeah, Kevin
Huh.
Costner's in it. Yeah, it's pretty good until the Tombstone part, like where the events of like OK Corral and stuff take place,
Yeah.
because their Doc Holliday is played by Dennis Quaid.
That won't work.
And you
can't beat Val Kilmer. No.
You can't. Yeah, so it really kind
Yeah.
of smacks it in the face once it gets to that part.
Uh, yeah, that stinks. Okay, yeah, Outlaw Josie Wells. You're gonna love that one, Lord Usman.
I've already seen that one in its entirety. I really do love it. It reminds me a lot of Jeremiah Johnson,
Yeah, another great
but
one.
it kind of hits so much more closer to home. And I mean, that you definitely need to do something about Southern revisionism.
Yes, I do. I want to. I want to get in a deep discussion about just like the post-war South was such an interesting time in history, and it's something that's not explored in media a lot. Probably, I mean, like I get why Hollywood doesn't want to cover it because it's a bad time for Southerners. But like,
Well, if it is explored, it's like Django. It's not
yeah,
like the outlaw Josie Wells. It's not really
that's
often
right.
a look at the uh, Confederate ideology.
Yeah, no, they never take the Confederate side of the war. I'm not saying like take it and say like, hey, these were the good guys, but at least examine the perspective because again, that's still half of the country. Well, maybe not half at this point now, but it's still a sizable portion of the country, and it's exploring their perspective on it. Which that's
That would be a good video
yeah,
for history in the Civil War. Would be basically how most of the when the North would fight, they would usually fight under the American flag, but the Southern brigades usually fought under their state flag, and they all had different reputations.
yeah. So I'm just reading the chats right now. This, oh,
But
this is good.
how do you think we went from all of these great old movies, these westerns, these great dramas, and then have you guys already talked about how we got to the point we got to now?
I mean,
We have not, and I think that's actually an excellent segue for us to kick it off. So, Lord Usman, if you got it, you want to take it and run with it, I'm all for it.
It's really hard to say. I think when you just look at a lot of these companies, like it depends on how deep you really want to go. Do you want to go look at it from a corporate perspective, or do you want to go look at it from an entirely media centric perspective?
I think media centric. We touched on a little bit earlier talking about how like the Jeffrey Hilly he commented talking about how like hey the people that are funding the movies their agenda has to get pushed so they get the money. So that's part of why we're not seeing anything with diversity of ideas. I hate to be like someone like oh diversity because that's. But I mean, hey, give us different perspectives on things. I don't need to see some, Polynesian lesbian whipping everybody's butt in an action movie. That gets really boring after the first time you see it when it's not a comedy because those things don't happen. All right. So, yeah, I think we just talk about the media behind it, the culture behind it. Because, look at writing rooms. I think that we were privileged to grow up in quite literally when we were born to about when we became teenagers was literally the best era of television ever. Okay, look, 1999 we have Sopranos starts. Sopranos runs all the way up till 2007. 2008 you get Breaking Bad, run that till 2013. All right, in between then you have Mad Men, The Walking Dead. The first season just the first season of True Detective. Literally all of those shows took place just in 2014. Okay, 2014 to TV shows is what 1995 I think was for movies, because 95 was what Jurassic Park, Shawshank, The Green Mile, and like a bunch of and Heat. I think all of those came out in the same summer.
94, 95 had a hell of a summer. I think I saw that today, actually.
But yeah, no, we lived in the golden age of TV shows, and then now, like, there's just nothing. We don't have anything that defines us.
Whoa, what are you talking about? What about the gay hockey player show?
Wait,
Oh
is
my
that the
God,
one
I
that
love that
HBO's
show.
trying
What
to
is it?
push?
Yeah, what is it called?
I think it's called Heated Rivals or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what it
actually-
is.
No, it's
That's
actually a
right.
great show.
Don't,
What?
what?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, that's
No,
what I was
it's terrible.
saying.
Terrible. I watched some of it. Now listen. Pause. Now play. I watched some of it just to see. Okay.
Just to see.
Just to, look. Listen. Okay. I don't have to justify myself. I had to see. This is purely from a plot perspective,
Hmm.
and it was
Okay.
exactly what you would think it is.
Okay, you
bad.
you were just checking for the rest of us.
Well, I had to know. I was like, okay, so they put the gay thing in there, but did they actually put the good writing in there? They did not.
They did not.
They did
okay.
not.
Good to know. Good to
The
know.
characters are dull. It's unbelievable. The whole spick is that they're gay. Like
Presley White wants to know if
Selling-
Joint likes A Complete Unknown.
Hang on.
Okay, while you think about that, I'm going to keep reading off some chats. Timmy also did the same thing on a WWE interview and surprised Cody Rhodes with his knowledge of history. I think the guy just knows ball. If Timmy Chalamet is an actual ball knower, then I will happily eat my words. Maybe we'll have him as a guest on CrateCast one day. That would be
Complete Unknown
incredible.
I liked the Complete Unknown, but the problem was it just made me talking to Bob Dylan.
Wait,
like
that's right. That was the Bob Dylan movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like Bob Dylan, so I didn't go see it.
I honestly, but I mean, I completely forgot about it until you
Yeah.
just brought it
I'll
up.
take
But
Yeah.
it had just made me and my friends talking a Bob Dylan voice for about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Then we got hockey show called Jeffrey Hilly is just lighting up the chat. He said hockey show called Gripping Stick.
I've never seen a heated rivalry because
No.
obviously I don't want
Obviously.
to throw up all over myself.
Yeah.
Or
But-
get hard at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
not worth it at all.
Jeffrey Hilly, yeah, I don't want to be watching and then come to a very startling discovery about myself. So,
Yeah, that's true.
that would be
But I
really
think
unfortunate.
it's the writers of that show are just people who don't watch hockey or care about hockey, and
No.
they just made a gay show.
That's right. No, and look, Jeffrey Hilly hits it perfectly with this comment. He said, look at the video game industry. Was guys making games for guys because that's who bought them. That's how TV shows were, okay? Like, it's just so frustrating when we have all these different franchises. Again, and you can look at Call of Duty, and you can look at the TV shows and the movies. It went from a bunch of guys making really good stuff to a bunch of women like Kathleen Kennedy. Okay,
Oh,
look,
here we go.
and I'm not saying that women can't be writers. Look, I think a woman directed American Psycho. Great movie. She did an amazing
She
job
did.
on that. There's places for it. But when men become a confirmed 11% of writers in Hollywood in 2026, you can tell.
Wait, can we actually touch on American Psycho for a second? Because that one's really funny because it of course it's a female who directed it and everything because it's a critique on like, male it's like aggressive male behavior or whatever. Like of course it kind of worked because who else would do something like that?
Yeah, but now guys watch that movie and idolize Patrick Bateman and
Yeah.
want to be him.
Had the exact opposite reaction.
Because they
But
made
it's
it
a
look
great,
too
it's-
good.
Yeah, but here I will say this: it is a good criticism, and that's the thing. Like, look, I'm someone who absolutely is on the political right. I have no shame in saying that. The whole American Psycho, Patrick Bateman, is one of the best criticisms of capitalism, of patriarchal stuff, whatever, however you want to put it. It's a great criticism of it, and it's still a great movie. That's why I still like it. Okay, it doesn't. I don't feel like I'm being lectured to. It's just a good satire. If you make good art by still trying to tell me a message, people will still appreciate it. And American Psycho is a perfect example of that, in my opinion.
There's also a lot of great filmmaking tactics used in that movie, like in the scene where Willem Dafoe's character is interviewing Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
They shot it 2 different ways. They shot it
Three.
one where Willem Dafoe...
3 different ways.
Oh, is it 3?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. God, sorry. But they shot it like he knew he was the killer and he didn't know he was the killer, and they spliced it together.
Yeah. It was like, yeah.
It's great.
One where he was for sure he was the killer, one where he completely thought he was innocent, wasting his time, and one where he suspected he was the killer. It's great. It worked. But again, in 2026 in Hollywood, 11% of writers are male. If this was the other way around, people would be throwing a fit.
No, they wouldn't, because everything would be great.
Yeah,
And
people
another
watched
thing is,
True
I feel like-
Detective season 1 and they said, "Man, if only we could have some woman writer make this like gay, it would be so much better."
Like the new Batman movie.
People from all backgrounds
I
can be
do
the
just
best.
feel like it's hard for.
That's
for some
exactly
people to
right,
write
Jeffrey
war
Haley.
movies.
Wait, what'd you say?
I just feel like it's definitely hard for some people to write war movies. You know.
Yeah. No,
Like,
no, it is.
It's when the female writers started to do Star Wars, but they tried to put like a quirky female spin on it, and then it just didn't work because it's supposed to be a war movie,
Yeah.
where people die and stuff.
Joint has
Yeah,
got
I
some
had
strong
a-
opinions on this topic. We have this highlighted in our notes for today's episode.
Yeah, I described it as the new creative heads and the people in charge of Star Wars are kind of like somebody that owns a restaurant in a poor town and wishes that they owned a restaurant in a rich town and hates all of their patrons for, like, the new writers hate the fact that the
Thank you for the
majority of their
Hunts, guys.
fans are white guys, and they want their fans to be like open-minded, non-binary twinks. And so they're just writing this crap that like just completely shits on the story. Like the new Star Wars show where like they say the Force is created by a bunch of lesbian witches.
Or the Acolyte.
Yes, the Acolyte. And I'm just like they're just shitting on their fans.
Just ruined.
Yes. And the new Star Trek show. It's the same
my
exact
God.
thing. I think you told me about a Joint where you were talking about how they streamed the first episode.
on YouTube, and it had 1,300 viewers.
1,300 viewers. That is insane. Here's the craziest part to think about that. So my channel, my first stream that I did quite literally last week, I had 15 viewers. So what is that for? If they had 1,300 viewers, okay, look, I'm not a math guy. There's a reason this isn't a math channel. Lord Usman, you're our engineer. Think about the math. Is that 0.1% of
Wait. Read
my
that number
size?
one more time. Seriously.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They had 1,300 viewers. I had 15 viewers, so let's just call it 13 for the sake of the math. Did I have 0.1% of the audience of Star Trek?
No.
No. Was it 0.01?
No, but that's closer.
So 0.001?
Yeah, because if you had 30, that would be .00.
No,
0.001.
13, not 30.
No, that's what I'm saying is if you had 30, that would be .001.
Ah.
I think.
And they had
You're
13.
getting there. Don't worry, you're
13,000.
getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, .001. There you go.
0.001. That's still incredible for my size to be even that close to Star Trek. That's sad for Star Trek. Okay, one of the most historic franchises in television, and I'm putting up what is it, 2 zeros away from them. So I'm fighting
You're
up there.
close.
But yeah, I
You're
was
getting
close. I was that close.
You're that close.
But people from all backgrounds can be the best. When you force people in, nobody's happy. That's exactly right. Look, again, it's just merit. What happened to just being a good writer? And again, Joint, great writer. I would love for him to have a future in Hollywood. And maybe with how the way the things are going, I think there's going to have to be a shift. But the movie industry is kind of dead. At least
Definitely won't have a career when they find this live stream.
Oh, absolutely not. But don't worry. That's why this mask is here. That's why you're Joint and not,
That's a good
you
point.
know, as I list off your entire government name.
That's a good point.
Yeah. See, Fight Club. Fight Club was a great movie. I don't know if a man or a woman wrote that, but again, doesn't matter. Great movie. I literally watched it 2 days ago. Me and my girlfriend, she had never seen it. So we cut it on. Great
Never
movie.
seen it.
Fight Club was hated when it came out.
Really? I didn't know that was hated.
They didn't like it at all because
Well,
it
don't
was,
say anything because Lord Usman hasn't seen it.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna say anything about the story. But like people were saying it was too violent, it was too this, it was too that, which is so funny when you see the stuff that's put out today. But they were like, people just didn't like it. They didn't like it at all. The fact
Oh.
that they, oh wait, I can't talk. 'Cause
Yeah.
Lord
Well,
Usman hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah. 99 was actually a great year for me. What had The Matrix, had Fight Club, both really good commentary movies. But Let's see here. No new ideas, too much pandering. Yeah, people care too much about just being perceived by the masses as being correct or on the right side of history. It's stupid. Okay? Make art. Be brave and make good stories. It's not that hard, okay? The reason Hollywood is failing, if you sum it up in one big sentence, is they're scared to take risks. They're scared of offending too many people, okay? At least that's my personal opinion. And then they'll be like, no, we're being brave. We made one battle after one battle after another. That's gonna, not sit right with people. We're gonna offend other people with like sinners. They're not gonna see brave, African Americans standing up for things in, Mississippi. That's just stupid. No one wants these stories. You're not being brave telling the same narrative that's been told the last 15 years, that has been beaten in everybody's heads, in every aspect of life. We want a good escape from reality. Sorry, I get very passionate about it.
I know.
Sorry.
Speaking of good escapes from reality, what about the Golden Globes podcast nominations? Come on, guys. Real people. Oh, no, they were all celebrities interviewing other celebrities.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this about? Because I don't know anything.
You didn't know the Golden Globes did a podcast?
So at the Golden
thing?
Globes did the Golden Globe for the best podcast. Amy Poehler's podcast won.
Oh, did it now?
Which she has I believe 30 episodes, maybe 40 episodes, if that. She won. Other notable nominees were Dak Shepard, Call Her Daddy got nominated, and NPR.
Where was the Joe Rogan Experience in that?
Not nominated.
Oh.
I saw a thing today that said that he apparently the Golden Globes said that he wasn't nominated because he didn't pay the $5,000 nomination fee.
It's $5,000 to get nominated for the Golden Globes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that
which
either.
Is pretty funny.
That is
you
funny.
You have to pay $5,000 just to get nominated.
Should we pay $5,000 to try and get CrateCast nominated? Should we crowdfund that? It's just the 2 episodes.
You got that, bro.
Hey guys, can we get nominated? And they
I
just
paid the $5,000.
I paid the $5,000. Put me on the screen. That's all I'm asking. No, the fact that making it a pay to entry, which granted, I mean they can fork up $5,000, but why is that an entry fee? That's really dumb.
Yeah, but the fact that all the nominations for that stupid category were just celebrities that interview other celebrities.
Yeah, it's a complete waste of time. And it like again as Susan Pear 7141 comments, absolutely, it's just a racket. That's all it is at the end of the day. It's people lining their own pockets. It's sad because it was so entertaining. Joe Rogan didn't accept his nomination. Also, it was $500. $500?
Oh, $500.
Oh, that's even
then.
that's
I
even
must have read it
funnier.
wrong.
Oh, then yeah, I absolutely should send in CrateCast to see what happens. I'm sure our 8 concurrent viewers would agree that we should do something like that. Let's see here. Where were we with all this? We got kind of off track right there.
Yeah, sorry. About
No,
that.
you're fine. Look, I took that and I ran with it. That's exactly right, Presley White.
Mainly
yes.
talking about the only 11% of men being writers in Hollywood.
Yeah, and there's a clear, distinct drop-off in quality from that. It's sad, and I hope that something changes, just because, again, I do think that traditional cinema is going to go the way of the dodo. I think movie theaters are going to become... y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I think it's going to turn into something like how people look at play theaters, going to watch a play. Like, sure, it still is a thing. You can still go to it, but it's like really niche. Not many people do it, and like there's only like maybe 1 or 2 in a big city, and that's about it. I think that's the way movie theaters are going to slowly transition, just because they're not going to be able to compete with streaming. And again, just the culture of movie theaters are just terrible. Why would I pay the money? Like, how much does it cost to go to the movies nowadays?
Me and my significant other went in Atlanta, and it was $80 for us to go with 2 large drinks and a large popcorn.
$80?
It was $80.
What
it
movie
was
did
like
you see?
77. It was I saw Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Was it like a special theater, or was it like a
No, it was just a regular
What?
theater.
Okay, I don't know if my mic might have just peaked horribly right there. Oh my gosh.
I mean, to be fair, it is Atlanta,
Oh,
but
still $80 for 2 drinks and a popcorn and 2 movie tickets.
yeah.
Oh my. Okay, well, hey, that's part of it right there. Yeah, look, I'm not going to spend that kind of money to go sit there and there's going to be a bunch of people sitting in front of me talking out loud the whole time. They're going to be on their phones and have to deal with sticky
Etiquette in
floors.
public places has gone down the fucking drain.
Yeah, we can't really talk about the etiquette in public places
I
without
went
getting really down
Hold
a
on,
rabbit
man.
hole
If you're
on
gonna
that.
go to a public theater to watch a movie, it's a group experience. I want to say
Yes.
that. I've always been a believer of that. Though.
Yeah,
Group
I'm not going to be like
experience, yes,
Don
but
Draper
not
sitting
in the
there
fact
watching the
of-
movies going by myself, just sitting there watching that. So I do agree, it's a group thing. It's got to be.
It is a group thing, but you have to have respect for the movie that's playing. Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about like clapping or cheering or laughing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like I see people on their phones in the
Yeah.
movie theater. You know?
Yeah.
I went to a Broadway show like 2 months ago. I went and saw The Book of Mormon. Great play. It's very funny. I can't believe they still play it.
Wow.
Like they're still allowed to do it. But even there were people around me on their phones. There were people like talking to each other during the play. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing in here?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's different.
It's almost like it's everywhere though, because I also went to a comedy show like 6 months ago and people were doing the same thing. Like people just cannot put their phones down
No.
and shut up.
Yeah, no, yeah, people have no ability to just, have a working attention span. It's sad. Like, and I find myself doing that too, but if I'm in a movie theater, I'm not going to be on my phone. Again, it's just etiquette. Let's see here.
One of the
Jeffrey
reasons
Hilly
I like
and
going to the movie theaters is
Michael
because I feel
2021
like
want to know here, joint. They want to know, were they loud? Were the people talking in a movie theater in Atlanta loud?
Yeah, they were loud and they weren't talking about the movie. I think they were talking about their cousin or something. It was, it was fun. It was great.
All they cousins.
But when I see people like talk about, like these big directors talk about, people gotta go to the movies and they gotta, come on guys. we gotta
Make
go
it an
back to
enjoyable
cinemas."
experience. Make me want
Make
to
it,
go to the
make it
movies.
affordable.
Yeah, make it
Make
affordable.
me not be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, make it where I'm not literally spending a paycheck that I'm spending literally probably half of a paycheck to go to a movie that's probably not even that good, to go listen to people talk and be on their phones and walk over sticky spilled soda and then sit in a seat that's crummy and crusty. Watch it, and hey, on a pretty good screen with a good audio thing, and then to just deal with all of that. Why would I do that when a movie home screen is great? Okay, a home theater is just as good as a theater was like back before they started doing like reclining seats and serving food in movie theaters. They're just as
serving
good.
food in movie theaters. I've been to one of those. I hated it the whole time.
Yeah.
Because people kept ordering food during the movie, and there were just waiters walking around with trays of food.
Oh, sweet! My tax return got accepted. Woohoo!
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that tax return hits. We're gonna go to the movies and watch one movie and get one large popcorn. Shout
definitely
out,
are-
Mom, for helping me with that.
I mean, honestly, no matter the cost, there are certain movies that I would go see a Quentin Tarantino movie in a theater. I'd go see a
Okay.
Christopher Nolan movie in a theater.
I don't know if I'm gonna go see the Odyssey though.
Really?
Yeah, did you see who they casted as Athena? Let's just
I
say
saw
that
something-
instead of Athena, she should be named Atlanta.
I
Now
saw
we're talking.
something.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. Look, here's my thing. It's just like this is a traditional, like historical
Story
oral
that's been
tradition
told
that has been told for
for a very
thousands of
long
years.
time.
All right, it has a lot of cultural relevance. Okay, no one's gonna tell a story like a traditional, real story about a samurai, and then write him down as Canadian. Okay.
They'll do it
Oh,
with black, though.
someone's never seen The Last Samurai before.
Hey,
Yeah,
the Last
actually,
Samurai is
like-
good, but here's my thing. That look, that was the whole point of it, though. All right, look.
That's true. They weren't trying to be like, oh yeah, this is just Tom Cruise as a samurai. It's totally normal.
She wasn't a Greek actress, well, she might be Greek now. The modern definition of what defines a Greekman.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Zendaya is definitely a Athena material. Okay. Hate to break it to you. Hate to be that guy.
Not on the Zendaya hype train.
You're lost.
That's a hot take.
I mean,
look,
it's better than Netflix making the story. Everybody
Yeah.
be black.
Okay, but what were we gonna hit next? I was gonna something pulled up. Okay, we talked about the budget. We talked about millennial writing. Okay,
Horrible.
yeah, millennial writing is just awful. That's what's so sad. Millennials grew up with the best movies. They inherited Hollywood at its peak, and they did nothing with it.
I just know it pisses them off that
threw it
Tyler
down the
Sheridan's
toilet.
shows are so popular.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like,
And they're not good either, though. Like, look,
No.
let's be honest here. Landman is not a good show.
I completely agree with that, and I know that's going to be a very
But there are
controversial
two
take.
smoking hot blondes in it, so I'm gonna watch it.
The thing with Landman is I tried to watch a couple of episodes of it, and like it was good. I mean, it wasn't great. Like, again, it was a cut your brain off kind of TV show, but that was my thing. I actually felt it was like really like gratuitous, like all the stuff with like his daughter. I was like, hey, look, I don't want this. I just want to watch, like, if I'm gonna watch this, I want to watch this guy be an oil man and fight the cartel or whatever he was doing.
All the scenes about the oil industry are great.
Yes. And then every time it cuts to either his wife or his daughter, I would fast forward through it. And it just got to the point where it was just so, like you said, they just threw him in there so guys would watch it. And I was just like, oh, this
Did you
is so
see
annoying.
when she moved into college, her roommate, that scene?
No, I did not. Again, I quit watching by that point.
Oh my god! So she.
But it
was
just-
in
it takes
she goes
away
to
from it.
TCU. She's literally going to TCU. She's going to Texas Christian University,
Mhm.
and her roommate is a dyke with a buzz cut.
I don't know
And
if we
she
can say
moved-
that word.
Oh,
Ooh.
sorry.
Oh.
Eesh. Yikes.
Ooh.
No,
she's
like the waterway.
Oh,
the
yes,
waterway,
yes, the waterway, the waterway.
Like the waterway.
What are you
like
guys
the waterway,
talking
like the
about?
waterway.
YouTube, please,
Sorry, let me
please,
rephrase
YouTube,
that,
please.
sorry. Let me rephrase that. She is a.
Wait.
She's someone that plays for the other team, and she has a buzz cut. And she literally says in the episode, "I'm from Minneapolis," which I thought was hilarious.
Oh, all right. We're not going to
That's
touch on
totally
that.
believable.
Let's
totally
segue
believable.
from
Hey,
that.
what are you talking about? Shay, what are you talking about? That's where she said she's from in the show. Get off my back, okay? I'm not trying to pull anything in here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's where she said she was from in the show. And she has a pet ferret.
Oh.
And she
No one
just-
has
her
ever been
first
normal with a
question-
pet ferret.
Her first question are like, "What are your pronouns?" And then the blonde girl's like, "I'm obviously a girl."
Well, like also
And it
like
was ju-
I will say this about Landman. To me, like I almost feel like it's like one of those conservative pander shows. Like it has
Yeah.
all of the same issues that all these like left shows have that we were just talking about. Like, look, it's just they're only worried about being like, look at how liberal we are. Look at how like progressive we are. Landman is the same thing, but for the right. It's just saying, oh, look at how conservative we are. We're making fun of people with pronouns. That's what I thought. Okay, it was. Oh, hey, thank you, Bryce Wood, 15F. I'm your biggest fan. Thank you, Gray Knights. Crate, very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hundreds, guys. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate those so much. Those make my day when I see those. Thank you.
Now, let's get some donations rolling now. Come on.
I'm not at that point yet. I know. I wish we could get some donations.
Oh, come on. What
Yeah.
is wrong with that?
Careful.
I'm sorry. I got some caught in my throat. I don't know what that was. I
Hey,
apologize.
love to Missouri. Thank you so much, Bryce Wood. Happy to see you here, man. Thank you. Missouri, very underrated state. Never been. Don't know anything about it, but Ozark was set there. Great TV show. That
Yeah,
was
that's a good one.
That might be one of the
That's a
last
good one.
great
Recent
TV shows that came out. I'm trying to think, like, because Game of Thrones ended in what 2019. It's love from the dark depths of North Korea. Man, I feel for you, Swag Armor Elite. You must be working overtime to get that VPN running over there. But, Ozark, great show. Probably the last great thing that Netflix made. Game of Thrones was bad by its last season.
You know what's another thing that they kind of stopped making is just good, funny movies.
Yeah, there's not, like, comedies are just kind of dead. Think about it. When was the last? I know The Naked Gun came out, and The Naked Gun was a good like reboot. But when was the last original comedy that came out that did really well? See?
Okay, yeah, we just, you put somebody on the spot like that,
Sorry,
they forget
sorry.
everything they've ever known.
Look, I'll tell you
That's
what.
true.
I
That's true.
watched The Lost City. I rewatched it the other day. That came out in 2022. Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay, I will say this. The Lost City is an example of millennial writing done correctly. All right, The Lost City, basically the premise is you have like this female romance writer and who writes like adventure novels or whatever, and her story happens to her. It's
yes,
Sandra Bullock
yes,
and
yes,
Channing
with Sandra
Tatum.
Bullock, yes, yes. and
Hilarious
Brad Pitt,
movie.
He makes a cameo.
Yeah. Hilarious movie. And like, look, I think it didn't age as well. It came out in 2022, right in the middle of COVID. So it was just like, oh, this was like, lighthearted. It was fun. Okay. It wasn't anything like crazy. So like, it was a good thing that just made you forget that COVID was going on. So I think that's why I
Speaking of-
remember it so fondly.
Speaking of Brad Pitt, I mean, look, F1 isn't like a great intellectual film, but God, it's a fun summer film.
Did not see it. Me and my mom
What?
actually talked about going to see it, but we did not see it.
It
I'm a
was-
big
it's
Brad Pitt
that's like-
fan.
It's like what a summer movie's supposed to be. It's just fun. It's about
Mm-hmm.
fucking race cars. Like, it's awesome.
Hey, yeah, there's not a whole lot of summer films anymore. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I watched a good summer film.
Yeah, the summer blockbuster is not I mean, like Fire and Ash. That was probably the biggest movie to come out this year or 2025. And what
Yeah.
was in Christmas time?
Yeah.
Oh, Susan
Yeah,
Parriott,
I
The
think the
Hangover.
last-
The Hangover is the correct thing. That is the last funny movie to come out, at least in my
I think the
opinion.
last. I think the
What about,
last.
What about Project X?
That's
Project
really
X.
Funny.
I don't remember that. Was that the party movie?
Yeah.
Yes. Miles
Actually, I didn't
Teller's
see
in it.
that
It's
one.
awesome. Miles Teller's in it as Miles Teller. It's great.
Let's
Speaking of
see.
Miles Teller and summer movies, Top Gun, Maverick.
Top Gun.
Also good.
I have not seen it.
Oh
I-
my god!
I'm doing myself
what
a
are
lot
you
of
doing?
damage
Are
right
you
now.
serious? Are you serious?
Here's the thing.
What do you
I had
do?
not seen the first Top Gun like for years. I literally watched it just so I could go see Top Gun Maverick, and I just never ended up doing it.
Is that not one of what Val Kilmer's last performances?
I think it was his last performance.
Yes.
I think he died before the movie came out, potentially. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah,
Did-
so you're not going to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
you're gonna,
I
you're gonna
love
go. You're
Val
gonna go
Kilmer.
do
Look, I'm
tricks
not-
on Tombstone, and you're not going to go see Val Kilmer. All right, I see what kind of man you are.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. Look, could he still talk by that point?
No,
no, he
they
had,
made
like,
him type on a
throat
computer
cancer in the
screen.
movie.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's sad. And that's like I don't want to get sad watching it. Yeah.
I
Oh.
love you, Maverick.
Yeah,
Oh.
like Stephen Hawking.
No.
That's not funny.
Oh.
That's not funny. That's not funny. I love Val Kilmer. That's not funny. That's not funny.
Mm-mm.
Wait, Cole Patterson, The Interview. Okay, Interview. That's a good point. That's probably the last comedy
Okay.
movie that I remember coming out.
Yeah.
That
The
was like a
interview
big deal.
especially funny because people went to South Korea with a bunch of copies of it and put it in weather balloons and tried to fly it over the
I
border.
do remember that. But yeah, no, comedies like, and that was I think 2014. We were like middle school when that came out.
Well, Seth Rogen doesn't work with James Franco anymore because of his allegations. They have
Yeah.
separated as working partners.
Yeah, that is sad. Like just like because they were funny. Anything with Seth Rogen and James Franco was always good. They were the last
You
real
know what's-
comedy duo.
You know what's out on Netflix right now that James Franco's in that I guess enough time has passed over where they can stream it was that JFK show.
JFK show.
He somehow there's a diner with a time warp and he has to go back in time and stop the JFK assassination.
Oh wait. Was this like a Stephen King thing?
Yes, it was.
That's
believe it's
so
called
weird.
Like 11/23/63.
Yeah,
is
I
the
was
title of
talking
it.
with someone about that at work today. How weird is that?
Yeah.
Huh. Like I had
It's
never heard
really
of
good,
that until
actually.
like this
It's
morning we
actually
talked about
really
it.
good.
Huh. Yeah. Let's see. Bryce Wood, 15F. I will not be unmasking myself today. Not yet. I have a whole big, giant planned thing to do whenever I do want to unmask myself. 1963. Which, I know Oliver Stone did something too with that. What was it just called? JFK? I haven't seen that.
Oh, the movie with Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
I had a teacher one time in high school go on a rant about that movie because he said it was so inaccurate historically. But I was like, dude, come on, it's fun.
Wait, I think I know. Do I also know this teacher, or was
Yeah, you
this?
know this teacher. Yeah, you know
Ah,
this teacher.
man. I think I do remember that rant.
He was
You
he was a English teacher.
Oh, did his name rhyme with Lord Dustbin?
Yes, it did.
Oh, funny enough, it did. Wow. Oh, he was a
Funnily
good
enough,
teacher.
It actually did.
He was a good teacher. Looking back
I
on
think he
it.
went on a rant. He went on a rant after I watched it like a couple weeks before, and he said something about it. I was like, "Oh, I love it. So good." He goes, "It is the most historically inaccurate movie I've ever seen."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, sorry, never mind."
No, I remember one time. So the teacher we're talking about, he was a great teacher. But he was so hard on us, and
Yeah.
I remember he would buy guns on the school computer. He would just be looking at like old like military surplus guns, and he would just be buying them on there, and I'd be like, Mister, I'm not gonna say your last name on stream. What you buying there? And he's like, "Oh, I'm just looking for some collector items. I just like these." It's just like, oh man, the 20 teens were a different time, man. You couldn't get away with that now.
He definitely had a piece on him at the school.
Oh,
Like 100%.
yeah.
Well, you gotta stay protected, man. Come on.
He 100%. Man. Anyways, well, guys, we got anything else we want to add to our last little bit? I feel like we didn't talk about a lot. Oh, wait. I do want to talk about this one thing I was going to mention with me bringing up The Lost City. Good example of millennial writing, okay? You have a lot of... it doesn't take itself serious. It's very sarcastic. And normally I hate that when it is put in something that's supposed to be serious. But when it's in a comedy that's just supposed to be like, that's the whole point, is making fun of like these romance novels, it's perfect. Okay? It is so... You made a 31. Cole Patterson 67 said I made a 31 on one of his tests one time. Yeah, that sounds like him. Yeah, no, it was just so good at just being sarcastic and like, not taking itself serious, like having little side moments for like unscripted conversation. Those are funny when done right. But like, I just recently watched the spin-off show Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I only watched the first episode. I don't know if I'm going to watch any more. Because that's the main problem with it. It won't take itself serious. It's like if a bunch of theater kids got a hold of Game of Thrones. So, have either of y'all watched Game of Thrones?
Oh.
I've seen most of it, and then I stopped watching it, and then the season finale came on, and I didn't feel like catching up. So I was like, okay, I'll just watch the last episode. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, I'm sorry you did that, man. That's rough. So, but what I say with that is like, so look, seasons like 1 through 5 of Game of Thrones are like legit some of the best TV ever made. Well, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, it starts out with a really dramatic scene. We see this guy, he's burying his like mentor knight, and it's so good. Like, it's raining, it's dramatic. We see this tall guy, and he's like, I want to be the knight you were. I don't know if I can be. It gets you really excited. He buries him, he looks at his horses, and then the old Game of Thrones music starts to play. And like, you actually get kind of inspired, and like, I was leaning into it. I was getting excited. Do y'all want to know what the next shot it cuts to is?
Gotta be a penis or boobs.
No, way worse.
Basically.
Somehow way worse.
What? Oh my goodness, what? How?
It cuts, like the music is rising and swelling, the original na 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 na, and then it cuts to a shot of him from the side standing up like having diarrhea, and you see everything.
What?
Yes. This is our introduction to the main character, by the way.
What?
In the first
he's a
2
goober.
minutes, he is having diarrhea on camera, and we're watching all of it happen. And he's doing the face. It is literally just like the scene from Dumb and Dumber when Harry is when he's on the toilet. It was literally like that, and it was just like, I was just taken aback. Look, Game of Thrones is just known for just being like gratuitous and like throwing in just nasty stuff to do it. That was so stupid. And the rest of the TV show just went along like that. Like, there was a scene of him like setting up camp, and you hear like a little whistle soundtrack in the background going. Like that was a really bad Andy Griffith whistle, but it was just like that. It was just so pointless. It's like, why are you doing this? You don't understand the feel of Game of Thrones. This is a serious world with serious consequences. And this guy's just having diarrhea in our first introduction to him, and it's just this happy-go-lucky thing. I don't know.
I think that just goes back to the writers of Hollywood today. Just don't give a fuck about the fans.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think that really goes back to the fact that if somebody picks it up and they don't care about this like the subject matter, they're not gonna write a good story?
No, they're not.
Well, it's like the same thing with the Star Wars stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't care about the fans. They
Mhm.
don't care about them.
No.
But then
they think they know
look at something
better
like
than
the Clone
the fans.
Wars, or you think look at something like Ahsoka. You look at like the animated series, and that's good writing because Dave Filoni cared about the subject matter.
I actually didn't watch Ahsoka. I wouldn't watch it just because, like, for those that are uninformed in the Crate 13 world, I was a huge Star Wars fan growing up. Loved it. Okay, it was my bread and butter. All right, and then when it gets to the point, like when Disney buys it and they cancel the Clone Wars, I gave it a shot and I tried for a little while, but man, the last thing I watched was Kenobi, I think. Which Kenobi wasn't bad, but it was just like it was pointless. It didn't need to happen. It was just like
Did
nostalgia.
you see the finale of the Clone Wars?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I was about
The
to say.
Siege of Mandalore was good, but everything else was pointless. It didn't need to be in there.
No. Okay, those.
You're gonna
four
tell me the
episodes with the
Martell sisters? Yeah, that was needed.
Sister Arc, okay, the Sister Arc was weak, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad.
Didn't like the Bad
Speaking of
Batch.
millennial writers, did you guys see who James Gunn announced was going to write the Brave and the Bold Batman film for his DC universe?
Who?
Who?
She's a woman, which there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Come on,
nothing
guys,
wrong.
there's
Of course
nothing
not.
wrong
We're
with that. But
forward
she's
thinking
the
at Crate 13.
She's the same woman who wrote the Batgirl movie that was so bad that Warner Brothers just trashed it. And she also wrote the Flash movie. And she
Ooh.
wrote the Birds of a Prey Harley Quinn movie that nobody saw.
Yeah,
Ooh.
roll the outro. Roll the outro. We can just end on that.
All right.
So
That made
can't
me
wait to see that
sad.
movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Crate 13. I honestly, I do agree, Lord Husband. That's how we're gonna end it. Is there any?
Yeah,
Let's
get outta
answer.
here,
Let's
too.
ask this question.
Okay.
Is there any hope for Hollywood?
I
Yeah,
don't
of
think
course.
in terms of traditional Hollywood, no.
Okay.
But I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think that good writers and good directors will always prevail in telling a good story. But I don't think we're going to see it from the traditional Hollywood perspective of like a good writer going to Hollywood and working in a studio and making movies with them. I think the longer we go on, especially with AI knocking, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more independent filmmakers making really good films.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think there's going to be a rebirth in that genre. I think we're going to see a lot more indie filmmakers. I think there's going to be some studios out there that are like, you know what, there's a market for this. Let's throw some unproven guy, let's throw him $10 million and tell him to make something and just see what happens. Because there's people out there. There's people that have a want, that have a desire. People that like you, Joint, that want to write, that want to create.
I think even though streaming a lot of these like 50-year-old multimillionaires in Hollywood, they hate the fact that streaming is becoming way more popular. But I think the fact that streaming is becoming more popular is going to open a lot more doors to people to be creative than it would be in a traditional sense where it has to do great at the box to be a great movie.
That's exactly right. I completely agree with that. I think the future, if some certain cards play out right, there is a hope for Hollywood. I think we're going to see a different evolution of it. I do think, like you said, the traditional Hollywood is dead. I don't think it's going to be able to come
absolutely.
back from the hole that it's in. I think just technology is advancing the point where we're moving beyond it. Because I don't even watch regular TV anymore. I pretty much
Well, you
only
don't
watch
have to go to
YouTube.
Hollywood.
No.
You don't have to go to Hollywood anymore to be a writer or filmmaker.
No.
That's the thing.
I mean,
It used to be you had to go.
That's
You-
right.
If you really wanted to do it, you had to try to make it out there. But that's just not the case anymore.
Mhm.
You can make a movie anywhere. I mean, we all have. I have the new iPhone. It's got a better camera than a lot of film cameras from back in the day were.
That's right.
Like a higher resolution camera. Like you don't need to go to Hollywood and pander to 1,000 different people just to try to get a shot. You can do it yourself.
Well said, Joint. Well said. Lord Dustman, you have anything you want to leave the audience with?
Nothing that I can say on YouTube, obviously. So
Pancake Tuesday, our first comment, and looking like it's going to probably be our last comment. Hello, I'm back. Got called into work. What I miss? You missed basically the whole stream, pal.
I was gonna tell him.
I'm so sorry. But hey, thank you for being a real one. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate that. If you want to come check us back out tomorrow, please do so. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll that outro. My name is Crate13, and I want to say thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope you enjoy whatever food you decided to eat, whatever poop you decided to poop when you sat down to watch this live stream. I'm Crate13.
I'm Lord Dustman.
I'm Joint.
And we hope that y'all have a blessed day. Bye, guys. We'll see y'all around.